Hello, and welcome to yet another training. And today's free training is all about this wonderful topic, and that is profitable freelancing. Before I begin, I just want to say hello to those of you who are watching this live. And please, if you are already watching this live, make sure that you are interacting, you are typing in your name and the city that you're dialing in from. And if you're watching this as a recording, please remember to type in hashtag replay. Please do that right now because I am committed to this training. I was not even here for the last couple of days. I was traveling, and as you can see, I'm a little tired, but I am excited and I am right now here. This is, in fact, the very first training, very first live, very first call, very first active work that I'm hopping onto after my vacation. So I am here for you. The question is, are you here for me today? If you're here, type in yes. Even if you're watching this as a recording, please remember to type in yes and type in I am ready. Once again, my name is Rupa Patil. Those who don't know me, I am an international business mentor, trainer, author, and speaker. And every single week, in fact, whatever I do, my business mentoring, my training, my speaking, the books that I write, and when I go and I help people as a mentor and a trainer, there are only a couple of areas that I typically love working in, and that is to bring in ultimate results for you in one of these three areas. That is your personal growth, your income growth, and your impact growth. And these are typically the kind of trainings that I do. And what you see happening right now, these trainings are, by the way, I generally do not do any free trainings, especially not the live trainings. This is a little beta testing that I'm doing. And very soon, these weekly free trainings will be exclusively accessible only to my paid business mentees, my students, my trainees, or the member of my Heart Leaders Club. Only the paid members will be accessing these trainings. So if you are able to join in, congratulations, you've got this training for free. And going forward, you will not be having, these trainings will not be publicly available, but only a section of it might be available. So if you're here, whether you're live or whether you're watching this as a replay, type in hashtag replay, type in hashtag live, however you're joining in. And remember that what you're accessing for free today, a couple of days or weeks from now, people will be paying at least a couple of $100 to access these weekly live trainings. So if you are here, type in ready into the chat box, because Today's topic is all about profitable freelancing. And today we are going to cover a couple of things. The most important part that you're going to get out of today's training are these three things. Number one, we are going to talk about the benefits and challenges of freelancing. In this, we will also cover why certain freelancers are not able to make money despite of being really good. We will cover a little bit about that. And then once we cover the benefits and challenges of freelancing, I will be giving to you three strategies, and I'll try to make it as realistic, as practical as possible, that I generally do in all my trainings. And these strategies will help you form your profitable freelancing business. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a standalone freelancer. It doesn't matter if you're running an organization, if we are a group of freelancers working together, which I highly encourage. But again, I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of things. And in this short training, yes, it will be a short training. I intend to keep it as a short training. But in today's short training, after I cover the benefits and challenges of freelancing, I will be straight away giving you, at least, there are many strategies, but today I'll give you at least three high-level strategies with practical real-life example, and that is a third thing that I will give to you. So if you have ever dreamt of becoming a profitable freelancer or start your profitable freelancing business, then today's training is for you. I am watching on the screen because I get to see your comments. So if you're here and if you have any questions for me, make sure that you're typing it into comments section. Doesn't matter if you're watching this as a replay. If you have any questions, type it in the comment section and I will do my absolute best to answer those questions for you. Okay, so let us begin with the first, in fact, let us begin with this area of what is profitable. In fact, let's begin with what is freelancing. Okay, so before I could give to you what freelancing is, and of course, you are all already aware of what a freelancing is, but did you know that as per one of the recent studies that was done, especially in US, the study was done, and the body that did the study was Statista, and that according to them, they were basically studying the freelance market. Why is it booming, and what are the challenges, and what are the drawbacks? But and by the way, you can just go ahead and figure. You can do a quick Google search on this freelancers in United States study by Statista. I will give a citation for that. And the study was done just last year. If you're watching this with me live here today in 2024, I must tell you that these fact and figures that I'm sharing with you is just from last year. So in the study, what they found out is around from the US economy, US workforce, 35% of that workforce was constituted by the freelancers. In other words, if there are 100 people who are earning money, 35 of them were freelancers and they were making a lot of money. So and of course, if they weren't making money, then they are not in freelancing business. So once again, if you would like to know how to build your own freelancing business and should you be considering building freelancing business, then today's section is for you. So let us begin. And once again, a quick reminder, remember that these trainings are my weekly live trainings, free trainings that I'm giving for you. And it is free for a limited time. So if you're accessing this replay, congratulations. You never know when I will be removing this replays because these trainings are exclusively available. It will be going forward. It will be available only for my Heart Leaders Club members, the link of which is given here. Okay, so let us quickly begin with the section number 1. And this is where we are going to talk about the benefits and challenges of freelancing. And by the way, if you were to see what the definition of freelancing is, it's very simple. You and I, by the way, we all know what freelancing is, right? It's literally a type of self-employment where a freelancer, if I'm a freelancer, I'm investing my time, expertise, and my energy to work with one or many clients, okay, in exchange for my fees. It's as simple as that. So freelancing is a way of self-employment. So type in self-employment into the chat box because if you're an expert, if you have even, and by the way, we all are experts in our own domains. So even if you know a little bit about something, it could be, and we will be covering the types of freelancing work very shortly, right in this section, but type in freelance into the chat box. So if you are a subject matter expert, remember that through freelancing option, which is yet another self-employment option, you can start creating your second or third source of income. And by the way, even as a full-time employee, you can be a freelancer. Even if you are a business owner having a different company and let's say you have some free time on hand, I don't know what kind of business owner you are, if you have so much of free time, but if you do have some free time and if you want to test drive before starting your next business and if you want to have fun, then you can absolutely be a freelancer. And by the way, when I say a freelancer is a self-employed person, your fees can come not only in terms of money, but it could be in form of some barter. But we don't have much time to cover all of that. Let's begin. Dr. Kirti, I see you. Hello. Okay, so let's get started. So according to that study, that studies by Statista in 2023, when they were studying, they also went a little deep dive to understand why people are opting for freelancing, and there were three big reasons. Okay, so these are also your three reasons. If you know of someone who is a subject matter expert but who is struggling, who's probably in between jobs, I feel sorry for those people who are in between jobs and all they generally do is search for yet another job. But my invitation to you is, while you are steady in one job, or even if you're in between two jobs, or if you're still trying to figure out your next big business idea, I would highly recommend you to start with freelancing. In fact, these are the three reasons why people generally freelance and why there has been a steady rise in the freelancing marketplace. And number one, please type this into the chat box. Number one is flexibility. And you all know that. As a freelancer, it is up to me which type of clients I work or do not work with. Flexibility, please type that into the chat box. Dr. Kirti, it's amazing how you show up for these trainings. And Dr. Kirti is an established subject matter expert in her own area. She's a TEDx speaker and she's here. This is what successful people do. They take out some time to invest in themselves. So once again, we are talking about the three reasons of the rise in freelancing business. The number one is flexibility. Number two is technology. As of now, as of this era, the technology that we have today is more than enough to sustain any form of freelancing business, not just locally. In fact, now is a great time to host your international freelancing business. So what I mean by technology is, think about the platforms like Upwork and Fiverr. These are two favorite platforms of mine. Even freelancer.com. All this platform makes it so easy to connect a freelancer with a buyer. And that is what I mean by technology. Thank you very much, Dr. Kirti. So the number one reason why there is a rise in freelancing landscape, and that is flexibility. Second is technology, or the ease of connecting with the buyers. And third is the economic factors. As I've said, as a freelancer, you can become a paid freelancer even with a full-time business or a full-time job, or even if you are a housewife, even if you're a student. Oh my God, I love those students who have started their freelancing business. Kudos to you if you're one of those. Any one of those, okay? And these are the three reasons why there has been a steady rise in the freelancing landscape. And this is your time to jump into this. And we don't have much time to cover, but at a high level, there are so many different varieties of freelancing business that you can get into. And I will perhaps do an in-depth, on-demand training or just on this topic of profitable freelancing. But this is just a high-level overview of how to create your own profitable freelancing business. And before I could give you the strategies, the three strategies for making your freelancing business as a profitable entity, let us discuss what kind of freelancing business can one start. Number one is creative services. When I say creative, think about writing, think about photography, think about, crocheting, cooking, graphic designing, web designing, funnels. These are some different types of creative. So that's number one, creative services. The second is technology services. Let's say you're a subject matter expert, you are a techie by yourself, you can do web development, software engineering, app development, IT support. There are so many different ways that you can share your knowledge to create your second or third source of income. So different types of freelancing work, creative work, technology services, professional services. What do I mean by professional services? Think about this. You are a chartered accountant. Maybe you are a nutritionist. Maybe you are a personal trainer. So this is the kind of legal services. What else can I think of? Professional. You are legal services. I covered that. Maybe you are a counselor. Okay, so all these, you are a business trainer. So these are professional services, business coach. So you can become a creator, you can start your creative freelancing business, you can start your technology freelancing business, you can start a professional freelancing business, you can even start administrative freelancing business. Now, those of you, listen to me very carefully. Those of you who are in between jobs, those of you who are stuck in a job that you do not like, those of you who are homemakers, those of you who are students, you can start with the simplest, the lowest entry barrier is in administrative freelancing business. Type in the word admin into the chat box, administrative. And that is what you can do. What do I mean by administrative business? Maybe you are good at checking email. Maybe you can do copy paste. Maybe you can do research. Maybe you can check emails. You can do follow-ups. You can send invoices. You can reply to, you can follow a script. You can do outreach SMSs. You can do some freelancing around, let's say, the administrative work such as research, connecting with people, vendor management. Maybe, you can do some accounting, not as in accounting, that comes in professional services, but maybe you can do smaller accounting, like such as, bookkeeping plus Excel sheets management. All these things come under admin services. So these are the 4 type of services. Thank you, Dr. Kirti. So these are the 4 types of services in which you or your friends or your kid or your mom can start freelancing in, because the beauty is there is no entry barrier for becoming a freelancer. What types of services? Creative services. You can start with technology services, professional services, or admin services. So these are some types in which you can get into the freelancing landscape. So now let us get straight into the point where I share with you how can you. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just check if I miss out on something. I covered the types of freelancing because I really don't want to miss out on anything. Although this is a free training, I want to make sure that you get the best out of it. Okay. Yes, I had promised that I will give you the benefits and challenges of freelancing. I've given you the benefits such as the flexibility, but let me give you more benefits. Okay. So I'm literally convincing you that whether you are a full-time employee, whether you are a business owner, you or somebody that you can, next time when somebody comes to you and requests you to give a job or refer them to somewhere, invite them to become a freelancer. And there are 4 big benefits of a freelancer. One is flexibility. We have talked about it. Second is variety. You will never get bored. Even as a business owner, I feel that. So there is variety. There is income potential. One of the persons, I will be giving her example a little towards the end, but when I helped her create her, stabilize her freelancing business, within no time, she actually got really creative. She saw the income potential. When she started earning around $5,000 per month, she actually saw it as an income potential and she started her own business around it. So there is no upper limit in this income potential. So that's your number 3, the third benefit. And the 4th benefit of it is your independence. You can choose whom you want to work with. And that's the beauty, right? So you can be absolutely ethical. You can choose to work with people who you don't feel your soul is getting sucked. Okay, so you need to enjoy what you're doing as a freelancer. And that is what I mean by independence. Okay. So these are the 4 benefits. And because I'm giving you 4 benefits, I'm going to be very fair. This is not a cakewalk, but to become a profitable freelancer, I want you to be aware of the challenges. Now, you may think, oh my God, Rupa, you just shared the benefits. Why share the challenges? I just want you to be real. I don't want to set an unrealistic, rosy picture for you. So now I'm going to give you the 4 challenges, and you are already aware of some of it. So while we are talking about flexibility and independence as benefits, one of the biggest drawbacks of working as a freelancer is financial inconsistency. Okay, I'm using the word inconsistency and not stability issues. I would say it is inconsistency, because if you are not consistent in working, which I will come to it in a short while, but financial inconsistency, because your income, and especially if the only source of income is freelancing for you, that means if you are working, you are earning. That's it. If you're not working, you are not earning. Okay. Also, if you're working with only one client and that client decides not to work with you anymore, your income is gone. That is what I mean by financial inconsistency. So that is one big challenge. The second big challenge is work-life balance, especially if you've just started as a freelancer, you do not know or you'll find it very difficult to draw a line, because financial inconsistency, the fear of financial inconsistency. Maybe most people who start as a freelancer, they have some full-time job or business, or they are in between something, they are studying, they're students, right? Or they are housewives, they are mothers, they are new moms, and they're very, very, very busy. So the second really big challenge is the work-life balance as a freelancer. So the third one is client management. Now, I may be an excellent chartered accountant, and I work with a couple of them. So I may be an excellent chartered accountant. I know my books inside out, numbers inside out, P&L insides out. However, what I may find very difficult is managing clients' expectations, clients' deadline, acquiring clients, managing everything. So the entire part of right from finding, acquiring, retaining, and serving the clients. So the entire gamut of client management can be a very big burden. And this is, in fact, why most of the people will never get into a freelancing business. It is hard work, I must say. And that brings me to the fourth challenge, and that is the challenge of self-discipline. Think about it. As a business owner, as a freelancer, you are your own boss. And because you are your own boss, the trouble is, I'll just stop the share. I thought I had stopped it. Okay. So because you're your own boss, the trouble is, you're not answerable to anyone, aren't you? And because you're not answerable to anyone, that means that, accountability becomes an issue. I have so many people who know exactly what to do. They're brilliant, brilliant, brilliant minds, brilliant speakers, brilliant authors, brilliant trainers, brilliant consultants. But what stops them from growing is this one thing. And for the lack of better word, I call it as self-discipline, but essentially it has got everything to do with mindset. But your mind has ways to, you know it very well. You are already aware of it. Our mind has ways to play trick on us. Sometimes our mind goes, you are not smart enough. Why should people pay you? How is my pricing strategy? Why would anybody pay me so much? By the way, if pricing strategy is an issue for you, a couple of weeks ago, I had done a free training like this on pricing strategy. It's 100% free. Go ahead and find that training and access that training if pricing has been your trouble. Okay, so let me come back. Let me not go too astray. So if you are someone who wants to get into becoming a profitable freelancer, know that mindset or your self-discipline, what you think internally, your internal life is going to determine how much money you're going to bring in as a freelancer. So these are the four challenges. Once again, the challenges are, number one is financial inconsistency. That is the bigger worry for most of the people who want to get into freelancing business. The second one is work-life balance. You don't know how to manage it because it can really get daunting. Third is client management, because we are very good at our craft. We may not be as good at acquiring, identifying, serving, and retaining gaining clients. And the fourth one, which I just shared, the fourth challenge as a freelancer is the challenge of self-discipline. Type in "I get it" into the chat box if this makes sense to you. Type in "I get it." I see Dr. Kirti is still there. Thank you very much. So now in this next section, I'm going to give you the most beautiful aspect, the reason why you're probably here, and that is how to. No, I can't help you right now to create a freelancing business right away. But you know what? Before I could give you the 3 strategies, and I'm going to give you 3 rock solid strategies to create a or rather to make your freelancing business as a profitable one. But before I give that, have a look at your have a look at your chat box, because I am going to give you oopsie. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to give you into the chat box. Have a look at the chat box if you are watching this as a live. And if you're watching this, thank you, Dr. Kirti. And if you're watching this as a recording, you will not be able to see my chat because this chat is for only live people who are here, such as Dr. Kirti. But if you want to know, if you want to ask me a question, Rupa, I have this expertise. Okay, maybe you're good at something, and you want to take this expertise of yours and you want to convert that into a profitable business, either as a freelancer or either as a part-time or a full-time business owner. But you know, this can really get overwhelming. So for that, somewhere in the video description, you will find a link to book a call with me. And if you don't find it, if you're on YouTube, you will see it coming as a comment. And I'll absolutely pin that comment for future use. But this is a call booking link which you can use as many times as you want. As of now, after that, I will be limiting it because this is for pennies on dollars. But using this link, you can book a direct call with me and I can help you assess what your current strategies are and how we can make your business, whether it is a freelancing business, consultation business, or whatever that is, we will figure out how to make that into a profitable one. Okay, so I've given that link to you. And now let's come to the 3 strategies. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to give you a high-level overview. In fact, I'm going to give you the 3 strategies right away. What are these 3 strategies? Whether you are a long time, an old freelancer, and by old, I don't mean age old, I mean that you have been probably a freelancer for a long time, or you might be somebody who has just started considering considering creating your first freelancing business. But if you want to make your business as a profitable one, especially if you're as a freelancing business, I have 3 rock solid strategies to make your freelancing as a profitable business. And right now, I will give you that one by one. Are you ready? Are you ready? Type in "ready" into the chat box. All right, so let's get started. Number 1 strategy. Are you ready? Do I see any readies into the chat box? Let them coming. And by the way, I know I keep talking about YouTube and you might be seeing this video on other platforms, which is because I generally repurpose my content, especially trainings, which are very, very exclusive. By the way, this is the first time I'm doing this training. Okay, so whichever platform you're watching this on, this training is for you. Okay, so and typically on my training platforms, I also give you a comment box or a chat box or a suggestion box. So keep typing in your replies there. The more actively you learn, the more you retain. Okay, so now I'm talking about the 3 strategies to create your profitable freelancing business. By the way, these 3 strategies are also applicable for your own business. Thank you, Dr. Kirti. Let's begin. So strategy number 1, I will try and deep dive into it as much as possible, but let me give you the 3 strategies right away. Number 1 is build a strong brand. Type the word brand into the chat box. B-R-A-N-D, brand. Because if you are not a brand, you are a commodity. And if you are a commodity, People will always think of, how much do you charge? But if you're a brand, people would want to get associated with you as a brand. So the number one strategy is build a brand. And I have a couple of frameworks for you. By the way, building a personal brand is my in-depth training program. It is a 3-day training program in which I actually hold your hand and help you create a strong personal brand. Reach out to me if you would like to access that training, or if you'd like me to hold your hand and help you create your personal brand. So type in the word brand. That is your first strategy. Don't worry, I'll give some more information around it. But at this point of time, first I'm summarizing it. I will give you the 3 strategies and then I'll give you a little more tactics around it. Thank you very much, Dr. Kirti. So number 1 is brand. Number 2, this is what I touched upon some time ago, and that is your pricing. So type in the word pricing into the chat box. And this is where we talk about how can you, because we are talking not just about freelancing, we are talking about profitable freelancing. You are freelancing not for charity. You can do that anytime. But right now we are talking about profitable charity. We're talking about profitable freelancing. So the number 2 strategy is the strategy of pricing or pricing strategy. So type in pricing into the chat box. That is your number 2 strategy. And number 3 strategy, we have touched upon this some time ago, and that is client management. So type in brand, pricing, and clients or customers, whatever you call them, patients if you're a doctor, okay? So these are the 3 strategies, and now we will just run through these strategies. As you can see, what I'm sharing with you as freelance, profitable freelancing, profitable affiliate marketing. By the way, next week, next Tuesday, I'm going to talk about affiliate marketing, how to become a profitable affiliate marketer. But what I'm sharing with you is just a summary of my in-depth training programs that runs for a day to 2 days. Okay, and that is what you are getting at really no cost or just pennies on dollars. In future, you might have just paid a couple of $100s to access this entire set of training. So the 3 strategies that we have talked about is brand, that is creating your own rock solid personal brand is strategy number 1. Strategy number 2 is effective or profitable pricing strategies. And strategy number 3, a recap, is client management. So type that into the chat box, CM or client management. And now let us get into deep dive of each of this. In fact, not too much, but I'll at least give you 2 to 3 points to simplify each of these 3 strategies. There are more, but if I were to handpick top 3 strategies, it will be these. So first one, personal brand. I have already talked about why personal brand matters. If you're not a brand, you're a commodity. That is one aspect of it. The other way of looking at it is your first impressions matter. Are you, are people aware of you? Okay, are you searchable? Are you findable? Do your target audience find you when they are looking out for some help? Like, for example, as a business owner, I was really looking for a help in terms of managing my graphic designs, my creatives, such as the one that you just saw on the screen. So I had 2 options, either sit and do it, or hire somebody full-time, hire somebody part-time, or find a freelancer who can do that for me. And guess what? When I want to find a freelancer, I'm going to go online and search. I'm going to ask some of my friends and family. I'm going to search for you. And if you are a graphic designer, and if you're not searchable, and if you do not have a brand of your own, I will probably never, ever, ever hire you. So I hope you understand the importance of brand. Okay. And while there is so much to talk about it, but due to lack of time, I will give you a 3C framework. 3C, type that into the chat box. How to build my personal brand. I'm going to give you a 3C framework. All you have to do is check on these 3 C's. Type 3 C's into the chat box. So number 1 C, this first C is consistency. Your logo, and the simplest I can give you in terms of brand positioning is the colors of your logo, the colors of your designs, the cover page, the image, the landing pages, the emails that you're sending. Consistency matters, not just on one platform, it is across the platform. Once again, those of you who are very new to social media marketing, I have covered that also for you. In one of my last trainings, I had covered social media profile optimization, where I talked greatly about the personal brand. So I'm not going to cover that again. So go back on my YouTube channel and find, I will try and give the links here. But if not, go to my YouTube channel, go to the live stream, and you'll find all the recordings. Okay, so number one, the 3 C's of personal branding. Number one is consistency. Number two is clarity. Now I'm referring my notes because I really don't want to miss out on it. So number one is consistency. That is consistent branding across all the platforms. That is number 1 C, the first C of the 3 C's of personal branding. The second is clarity. What exactly do you offer, and whom do you offer that for? In other words, what exactly is your business and who your target buyers are? An example of it, I can give you my own example. I'll say, hello, everybody. My name is Rupa Patil. I'm an international business mentor, trainer, author, and speaker, and I am on a mission to support at least 10,000 heart-centered entrepreneurs to grow their income and impact, to help them with sales and marketing without paid ads. So I have very specifically talked about, I help people with their sales and marketing without paid ads. And whom do I help? I help heart-centered entrepreneurs. Yes. So type in the word consistent. Sorry, the first word I want you to type into the chat box is consistency, because that is the 3 C. The first C was consistency. The second C is clarity. Who do I help and what do I help them with? That kind of, at least these two clarity you should absolutely have. So once again, consistency across all the platforms, clarity. What do I do and whom do I do it for? So type consistency and type clarity. And the third C is connection. Are you well engaged? Are you well connected? Or do you have a system in place to reach out to your ideal buyers across online and offline platforms? That is what I mean. Okay, so I do not have much time. This was basically my 3 days worth of training of personal branding, which I have just tried to summarize and give you the best out of it, even if you have just got started. Consistency, clarity, and connection. These are the 3 C's of personal brand. Once again, if you want my help in assessing where your personal brand is, and get started with the most simplest form of your personal brand, so that people do not see you as a commodity. People don't come to you and say, hey, why are you charging this much? The person next door charges only that much. I don't want you to ever face that problem. And if you want my help in assessing your personal brand and your business and your strategies and your sales and marketing, I've already given that link. Book that call with me. Okay. So let me see what all I have covered. We are talking about the point number one, and that is building strong brand. That was our strategy. And under that strategy, I have given you the 3 C's of personal branding. That is consistency, clarity, and connection. Now, let's come back to the second strategy, and that is pricing. Remember, I told you about pricing. Now, here, this is something that I really don't want to spend too much of time in. Rather, I would want you to go ahead and have a look at my profitable pricing free training, which I had done a couple of weeks ago, I think just 2 or 3 weeks ago. So go ahead and attend that training, assist that training, access that training. And the only three things that I want to help you out with, once you do your research, once you identify as a freelancer, what do you want to help people with, and who are those people? Remember the clarity bit that I talked about. Once you have this much of clarity, I will say use this 3P formula, or 3P. 3P as in people, 3P as in Paris. Okay, so type in 3P into the chat box, and this is a 3P model for pricing, in which the three things that you need to search, you need to look, you need to access or identify, consider before positioning your pricing, before your pricing is, number one is positioning. Okay, number one is positioning. That is, do you want to position yourself as a premium or as a competitive, affordable freelancer? So positioning, the first P of pricing is positioning. How do you want to position yourself? And this is specifically applicable if you are a standalone, self-employed freelancer or an affiliate marketer or a consultant. Okay, so 3P pricing model: positioning, perception. How do you want clients to view you? And therefore, I always recommend my business mentees, my trainees, to position themselves as premium businesses, premium, because many people associate quality with the rates or the fees that they need to pay. And that is why, when I do this training for free, not many of you will access it. And I'm okay with it, because very soon I will take away the free access and I will convert this into a paid training program. And guess what? The people who did not access the same training, today's training for free, will be the ones who will be paying me at least $199 in future to access the same training recording. And that is a trouble, but that is also an opportunity. So when you look at positioning, thank you, Dr. Kirti. When you look at positioning, I encourage you to position yourself as premium, considering the second P, that is perception. Many people, again, I won't repeat that, but perception. People generally associate premium prices with greater quality. So do not hesitate. And even when you do something for free, after a while, take that away and repurpose the content and give it away for a premium price. All right. And last, of course, is profitability. These are the 3Ps of pricing for you as a profitable freelancer. Then the first P was positioning, the second P was perception, and third P was profitability. How profitable do you want to be? And again, in that pricing related training, I have covered everything. I've given examples of Netflix and Amazon and whatnot. So go ahead and access that training to cover this second strategy of pricing. Okay, so let's see what all we have covered, and let me take a short break. Type in the word learning into the chat box. If you are learning something new, please type in the word learning. Type in the word learning, even if you're watching this as a recording. Be nice. Be nice. You have accessed this training either for free or for pennies on dollars. So do not cheap out. Engage yourself. Okay. So this training is for profitable freelancing. Let me just share that with you again. Yes, so today's training is all about profitable freelancing. And the three things that we have covered so far is, we have already talked about the benefits and challenges of profitable freelancing. Thank you very much, Dr. Kirti. You are awesome. And those of you who have typed this thing in a replay position, type in replay, by the way, if you're watching this as a replay, and if you're interacting live, interacting while watching the replay, thanks to you too. You rock. Okay. Sorry. So the things that we have covered in today's training, that is profitable freelancing, is the benefits and challenges of freelancing. Then we have also talked about the 3 strategies, out of which 2 strategies we have already covered. The first strategy was strong brand, building a strong brand. And the second strategy was setting profitable pricing, in which we have covered a couple of frameworks. I'm not going to go through that again. The third strategy, which I had promised to you, was the strategy around client management. So type in the word clients into the chat box. And the reason why this is important is because, and by the way, those of you who believe that you want to do a freelancing business just for 1 year or 2 years, I recommend you do not do it. Do not do it, because most profitable freelancers always think long term. So type into the chat box 2 words, long term. Long term. Type that into the chat box, because I want you to start thinking long term, whether you're running a freelancing business, an affiliate marketing business, or a company that you want to start up. Be in it for long term, especially when it comes to client management. People love working with people. Doesn't matter if you're a B2B service or you're a B2B product, or whether you're a local product or a global product. People work with people. Okay, so in this section of client management, I want you to be aware of it. So type in 2 words into the chat box, long term. Type the words long term into the chat box, because that is what clients love. Thank you very much, Dr. Kirti. You're amazing. Okay, so let me give you a quick framework. So today, as you can see, there is this 3 C's that we covered when we were talking about the first bit. The second bit, I covered the 3 P's where we talked about pricing. And now I'm going to give you a framework for client management. Are you ready? Are you ready? Type in the word 3R. 3R, the letter R for Rupa. So type in the word 3R into the chat box, because this is your thumb rule for client management. 3 R's, the letter R. And that stands for, by the way, once you have this 3R framework, it'll become very easy for you to do a quick check on assess how your current client management system is, how comfortable you are with working with people, but more importantly, you'll be able to assess the kind of person who needs to work in your team, so your team members. It'll become very easy for you, okay? So just follow this 3R framework, type in the word 3R into the chat box, and the first R for the 3R framework stands for responsiveness. Responsiveness. In other words, how proactive, and I love being proactive because it is not reaction. The word is responsiveness. So whether it is you, or whether it is your team members, or whether it is your friend who is going to help you with your business, especially as a profitable freelancer, one thing that really differentiates is in terms of client management, the first R stands for, type this into the chat box, responsiveness. How quickly do you respond to inquiries? How quickly do you respond to the change request? Okay, we talk about this greatly when we speak and work one-on-one. But at this point of time, remember, even when as a business owner, when you want to hire someone, when you want to hire a freelancer, see how responsive this person is. Especially look at proactive people. And that is the first R, responsiveness. Second is reliability. Do you deliver what you promise? So the second R, the first R was responsiveness. The first R was responsiveness. The second R is reliability. My suggestion to you is always under-promise, over-deliver. Under-promise, over-deliver. In fact, if you're feeling very brave, I would say over-promise and over-deliver. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And probably you might have never heard of this. You might have never heard anybody say, hey, you know what, go ahead and over-deliver. Yeah, probably that you would have heard of. But what you would have probably not heard of is, why don't you over-promise and over-deliver? You see what I'm saying? Type in the word hashtag over-deliver. If there is one reason why people are very comfortable paying me a little over $1,000 just for a 30 minutes time with them, is because they know that Rupa not only over promises, but she over delivers. So type in the hashtag over deliver into the chat box and let this be the way you work as a freelancer, but let this be your way of working as a business owner. Type in hashtag over deliver. We are talking about the 3R framework of client management, whether you are a freelancer or run a freelancing business or any business for that matter. Number one is responsiveness. How quickly do you respond to inquiries and change requests and so on and so forth? And the second is reliability. Do you deliver what you said you will deliver? Or do you deliver it before time and in a much better fashion? Type in the word hashtag overdeliver. The third R of the 3R framework stands for, this is probably the most important part. Most important, once you understand this R, you are golden. People would love to work with you and you alone. And that is the last R of the 3R framework stands for relationships. Relationships. Hashtag relationships. Please do that. Please type that into the chat box, into the comment box, into the discussion box, depending on whichever platform you are in. If not, take your book and write this down and highlight it. Highlight it. And that is relationships. Do not value transactions alone. This is good. You know, you are delivering somebody's paying you something great. But be in it to create a long-term heart-to-heart relationships. Please type in the word hashtag relationships. And this will again further strengthen your personal brand, because once you develop a relationship with a client, once you develop a heart-to-heart connection with the client, once you over-deliver, once you get into the habit of being responsive, what will then happen is each client of yours will then become your brand ambassador. This is where word of mouth, referral comes in. You are so good that your client cannot stop but talk about you. Thank you very much, Dr. Kirti. How amazing you are, my girl. Okay, so these are the 3Rs, the 3Rs or 3R framework for client management. And this brings us towards the end. And in this last section, I just want to give you one real life example of a client of mine whom I had helped a couple of years ago, a couple of months ago, in fact. And she runs a business. In fact, earlier, she has been a very successful freelancer. She runs a she's very good at graphic designs. She started with these, these images and brochures and, the social media creatives. That is how she started. But very soon, she started creating reels. The video shorts. For YouTube, it is YouTube shorts. For Insta, it is Insta reels. And she became so good at it that her clients, and she was again, she followed the 3R framework. And she became so good that at one point of time, she started earning $3,000 to $5,000 per month a couple of months ago. And later on, her monthly income became her fortnightly income. Would you like it? Type in, give me a $sign. Give me a dollar sign or a couple of dollar sign if you would like to earn 3 to 5,000 US dollars every single week. That's what this lady did. And later on, after we had a communication, a detailed conversation, she and I decided that now is a great time. So she had been a perfectly profitable freelancer for the first 3 years. And then because her clients started referring her, she started getting too much of work, more than what she could have handled. And this is where she started building teams and started leveraging systems. So very soon, it took, I would not say very soon, it took around 3 to 4 months of time for her to hire her first, not freelancer, the first graphic designer. Are you with me? Type in with you, Rupa. Type in with you, Rupa, if you're with me. I'm telling you a story about one of my clients who was a fantastically profitable freelancer. And for the last couple of years, she has started her freelancing business. Please understand the difference between being a freelancer and running a freelancing business. What it means is the work that she was doing alone, serving a couple of clients. Today, she has, so as I said, as I was telling the story, for her to hire her first graphic designer, it took around 3 months for her. But as of today, she has 3 graphic designers who work with her. And she has a small little unit where she works with people, she works with businesses to create their reels. She has a very defined niche. She doesn't work with everyone. She doesn't work with coaches and trainers, but she has a very specific business target and confidentiality agreement. But she has selected a fantastic niche. Thank you, Dr. Kirti. So she has selected a fantastic niche, and that is a blue ocean. So from a freelancer, from a profitable freelancer, by the way, if you're happy with $3,000 to $5,000 per week, fantastic. You don't even need to create a freelancing business. But those of you who want to earn that $3,000 to $5,000 without really having to do all the hard work, the second option is for you. And this is my little bonus training for you. So once again, as a great profitable freelancer with her current clients, she was earning $3,000 to $5,000 anywhere between a week to 2 weeks' time. And now with the same set of clients, and she earns that much from one client, but now she has a 3-member team. So what it means is her income has tripled. Her income has tripled, and these 3 members are her full-time employees. That means her income has tripled. Her operation cost, of course, have gone a little up, but her profit margins have gone up by 135% and growing every single day. And this is the difference between being a profitable freelancer to starting a profitable freelancing company. What do you want to become? Do you want to be a freelancer, a consultant, a coach, a trainer, a mentor, a speaker? Or do you want to start a business of, doing whatever you're doing with the time freedom and money freedom? So type in freedom into the chat box. And if you love freedom, like me, if you love freedom, then you and I, there's only one thing that we should be focusing on, and that is leveraging systems and leveraging people and systems. So type in freedom equals people and systems. So that was my little bonus training, which I had not even announced. But that brings us to the absolute end of this training. And we have gone slightly overboard the time. Apologies for that. And Dr. Kirti, thank you very much for being with me. And those of you who are ready to either start your freelancing business If you want to start becoming a freelancer, if you want to start earning as a freelancer, if you want to become a profitable freelancer, or if you want to start a profitable freelancing business, do not try to figure it out all by yourselves. Like what my client did, who went from $3,000 to $5,000 per month. She went to earning $3,000 to $5,000 per fortnight. And the last recorded income of hers as a profitable freelancer was $3,500 per week. But today, when she starts a profitable freelancing company, she is earning 3 times more with 3 people working with her. And she has the bandwidth to grow even more further. So if you would like to become a profitable freelancer, or start a profitable freelancing business, don't try to figure it out by yourselves. As I have mentioned earlier, I have given a call booking link. As of now, that call comes directly to me, and you and I can work together. And we can create a roadmap and start working on earning that $5,000 to $15,000 a month for you, depending on wherever you are. If you have never started a business, now is a great time to start it. So book that call with me. And those of you who are already with me, thank you very much, Dr. Kirti. Thank you very much for being with me. Those of you who are watching this as a recording, I know so many of you are already watching this as a recording. I honor you. Thank you very much for doing that. I look forward to seeing and working very closely with you. I'm especially talking to those of you who are going to book a call with me. And others, I wish you all the best. Remember, if you have a will to earn, and it's not just about money. As I've said, right? Money is a great motivator, but it may not be the greatest motivator for everyone. But if you want to create a positive impact, if you want to create more leaders, if you want to, help more children, help more, old people, elderly people, if you want to create a community positive difference in your community or in your country, then it is much more easier when you have your pockets full, right? So the charity, before you could start creating that impact, I would highly recommend you to start first building your alternate sources of income. And for that, please go ahead and book a call with me, and we can explore if this business is for you, whatever your business is. I look forward to speaking with you and helping you in the best possible way. From my heart to yours, I will only tell you whatever is the most profitable pathway for success for you to create, to have your personal growth, income growth, and impact growth. Those of you who are in my Heart Leaders Club, of course, I will see you in our next hot seat call, mastermind call, networking call, our weekly reviews, our one-on-one mentoring. I will see you there. And others who are yet to join my community, or, who have just stumbled upon this YouTube video, and you would like to access the next week's YouTube video, I will go live right here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. IST. As of now, I'm giving this training for free. And the next week's training is all about profitable affiliate marketers. So thank you very much for being here, Dr. Kirti. Lots of love to you. Those of you watching this as a recording, very, very, very thank you for sparing this time for yourself. And I look forward to serving you. And that's it for now. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day. Stay amazing. Stay blessed. Lots of love to you. Bye-bye.